let's go to reacts because I've got so much
Oh,
Sonny stuff that has been doing the rounds on social media. Such an outpouring of love. So let's go. Let me just share my screen and let.
this could be where the tears come.
I got to take this bloody overlay off. There we go.
Oh, look.
All right. Look who's first. First up, Brian Daigle. He came, he smiled, he triumphed.
But you know what it was as well? Last night, obviously, the news broke at a ridiculous time in the morning for you guys back home, because obviously they're in South Korea. I was just watching TV with the wife, and then obviously before you go to bed, you check your phone, and I just saw message. Then I saw Sim a notification saying from Sim saying whatever the. I was like, "What are you talking about?" And then I saw it all, and it's just mad. It's just mad. Obviously, people were waking up back home thinking it was just another day. Look at your phone. Like, what a way to start your day.
Yeah, mental. THF's talking THFC saying that Sonny goal from this angle with Arteta headshot in it as well. This is just brilliant.
We
This
were
was
there, weren't
obviously
we?
the tool, yeah.
We were there. That was my only ever match at the Emirates. It would have been my first time at there, and obviously with you and Sim, and obviously we were first goal. We were down the other end, but that was right, mate. The limbs from that, because remember they had literally just scored, hadn't they? They'd literally gone 2-1 up, and then that was just incredible. I remember that. See, when we're talking goals and everything, there's the goals like that that may not have been spectacular, but for the reaction, the moment, and the occasion, he was always there.
100%. Paul O'Keefe says left foot, right foot, screamers, an absolute privilege to have had the man at our football club and serve it with respect and dignity. And that's so spot on as well, isn't it?
Yep. And like Harry Kane, he loved to go against Leicester, didn't he? He absolutely loved to go against. This was his 100th Premier League goal, wasn't it? One of my final sides.
There's so many like that. They just kind of like so many goals where he just cuts in and shoots from like 25, 30 yards, bends it bang in the top corner. It's hard to remember them all, but like the catalogue of goals that he has is just incredible.
Well, you know what? One of the things I say when we talk Harry Kane, one of the things I always say about Harry Kane goals is the amount of times. My thing that I remember about him is how often he hit the side netting. It weren't in the middle of the goal or whatever. When you say what do you remember Sonny for, it's that. It's top. Yeah. It's his curlers into the top corner. Astonishing his long range shooting. Astonishing.
Absolutely. Maybe just one last one. Man City, brilliant. StatMuse FC saying players with 4+ goals in a Premier League match for Tottenham. So there you have it: Son, Kane, Defoe, Keane, Berbatov, and Klinsmann. So obviously those four goals was that Southampton game, wasn't it?
Yeah, with the 4 assists from Kane, mate. Look at the list of players you've got there.
Yeah.
What an
he's a bigger legend than all. He's a bigger legend of them all.
Out of everyone, we're talking Tottenham wise, yeah, for sure.
StatMuse FC saying 127 Heung-min Son, 72 every other player, Korean player combined in the Premier League. What this was all about in the open training today. Did you see this?
I saw this and I was trying to find out who he is, but I couldn't work out. But the man is a unit. I think we should play him next to Van der Ven. Sign him.
Apparently he's an MMA fighter.
Yeah, I wouldn't want to get in the ring with him.
Did you see like he picture with like Van der Ven and Vuskovic, and he like towered over them. Yep. Like they came up to like his shoulder.
It's mad to see. Look at the size of that man. He's 7'2", Malware just said 7'2".
That's mad.
It's insane.
This was a great one from Alistair Gold on just his leadership skills, because a lot of people said he's not a great captain, doesn't have great leadership skills, he's not one of these captains that will G you up. But listen to this. During one particularly difficult period last season for Spurs, as negativity threatened to seep into the camp as the media hammered the club for their substandard Premier League performances, Heung-min Son called a meeting with the playing squad at Hotspur Way. During it, he made it clear that they have to all stick together. It was seen as a show of real leadership at an important time, and many within the squad saw it as a defining moment last season in his captaincy, as it galvanised a beaten, battered, and injury-riddled squad.
This is the thing, Ben, though. This is where we have to look at it and say what type of captain is someone. Are they a Roy Keane, a Vieira, a John Terry, one of those hard as nails enforcers kind of that do their talking on the pitch? Or is it someone like this that does so much off the pitch that we aren't aware of and everything? I mean, even he started the huddle, didn't he, to go over the under Ange Postecoglou? That was new. For these kind of things, Son was brilliant.
Yeah, true. Hotspur related say James Maddison. This was the quote from Maddison, which I thought was brilliant. If you didn't see it in the open training, he said, he told me a couple of days ago that he'd be leaving Tottenham Hotspur this summer. It is weird for me since I joined the Premier League, even with Leicester City. Sonny is Tottenham and Tottenham is Sonny. It is weird to think about Tottenham Hotspur without Heung-min Son. It's a little bit emotional as he's a very close friend. I love him dearly. He's an amazing human. I just don't have enough time or words to tell you how I feel about him. I cannot say good enough words about him. I will miss him very dearly, and he's a friend for life. And it's not just Sonny, but I mean, it's not just Maddison, but like every player he played with, like feels like this about him. You see, like whenever he meets players after the game, even just random players, they all greet Sonny with such love and affection, don't they?
Correct. He basically his enthusiasm, his smile, his charisma and personality just rubbed off on people, didn't it?
Yeah.
It was infectious. You just couldn't help it.
Yeah. He would batter you 5-0, score 3 goals, score 2 goals, 4 goals, whatever it may be, and you can't help but just want to hug him at the end of the game.
Exactly.
Flav says, 2 things make Sonny a genuine legend. Obviously lifting the Europa League, but for me, the most important was signing that contract when Kane wanted out. It's rare that a player in the modern era who could have gone anywhere demonstrated loyalty like that. To a degree, it would always be fully Spurs without a question. And that's what we were talking about before, and it's so spot on, isn't it?
Yeah, I mean, like Flav put it perfectly. You mentioned it before. With the Harry Kane moment at that time, everyone could have been like, right, that's it. If he's out, I'm out. Let's all jump on ship or leave the ship, should we say. But he was like, no, I'm going to commit here. I'm going to do that. And remember, at that time, the team wasn't exactly brilliant. We were in a bit of a mess. And he committed.
Yeah.
He committed. And says a lot about a person, doesn't it? Says a lot when they say, I'm staying. I'm happy here. Because obviously, if he had gone anywhere during that time, put it this way, during his Spurs career, if he had gone anywhere, I think we can all guarantee he would have been on more than 200 grand a week.
Absolutely.
A lot more. But it was like, nope.
Yeah.
And fair play.
This is the moment that you were talking before. Adam Smithy says, and the rest is history. And we got this bomber from David Ornstein in 2015 saying Tottenham considering ending interest in Saido Berahino, but in talks with Bayer Leverkusen to sign Korean forward Heung-min Son. I don't think we ever saw Berahino after this, did we?
I think he went to Stoke and did terribly, and then God knows. But like we said, if we'd gone down that avenue of Sadio Berahino, I mean, God knows where we'd be sitting right now. God knows, in all honesty, if the timelines of everything have been warped. But let's just say, I think we may have slightly got the better end of the deal.
Slightly. Yeah, Madders is all of us. Look at that hug. StatMuse as well. Sonny in the Premier League, 198 goals and assists, 127 goals, 71 assists. That is just monstrous numbers, isn't it?
Well, it is, and I saw you say there's only 3 other players that have scored more goals for him in Tottenham's entire history. Yep. As a winger, yes, he played forward sometimes, but if you're in the top 4, and I think it's Bobby Smith, Jimmy Greaves, and then obviously Harry Kane, you're in very, very good company. And I think it will be a long, long time to anyone gets close to him.
Yeah. Do you
Anyway,
remember back in like, I can't remember the years it was, but around 2016, 17, 18, whenever it was, when Harry Kane was at his pomp, and whenever Kane would get injured, whenever he'd get those long
mhm.
injuries, we'd all be like, "Oh my God, what are we going to do now? How are we going to score goals?" And every single time, we actually looked better and more
Yeah,
fluid when Sonny was up top, and he would save us and basically get us through the shit every single time.
exactly. Well, he did. I remember there's a game I always remember, which was Middlesbrough away, where he
Yeah,
scored two. Uh, he always just got the job done, didn't he? When he was up front, he was amongst the goals. Whether he was on the wing, he was amongst the goals. Those 2 seasons where we had the championship pushes, he was when he went through 1-on-1. You might as well just start walking back to the halfway line because it's a goal.
yeah, that's what makes the Arsenal miss even funnier.
Yeah,
Miss.
oh, but you know what? When we're talking about best goals and everything like that, did you see that? Not even one of us mentioned that. Not one, but yeah, there is that moment. There is that moment.
um, all right, what do we have next? XG philosophy. Son has been the most clinical finisher in the world since 2014, according to XG. The
What
world. I was just saying Premier League, but the world.
that's just it. That is just insane. I mean, I'm not a big fan of XG or really understand the whole logic of it or whatever, but to have that and you look at people like Haaland, Ronaldo, Messi, Lewandowski, and all the ruthless strikers, that is some table to be top of for a decade.
This is actually a really good point as well, from William Coe, saying almost all the outfield goals as well. Like he barely scored a penalty.
Well, that season he got the golden boot. He didn't take one,
Yeah,
and he got the golden boot.
Harry Kane was always our penalty taker.
Yep.
So like he would take when maybe Kane was out, but he barely took one. Like he maybe took a handful of them.
Yeah, you're right. So it's an incredible stat to have, isn't it? To not be taking penalties that often and scoring that. It's just a shame we didn't get to see the free kicks that he scores for South Korea on a regular basis in a Tottenham shirt, but we don't really see free kicks a lot in a Tottenham shirt anymore, do we?
Yeah, true. Premier League panel says Pete Heung-min-son seamlessly replaced. This is what I was just saying.
Yep.
Replaced an injured Kane as a 9 when he was destroying Pep Man City to knock them out of the Champions League. That's how good he was. Yeah, that's a good point. We didn't mention it, but when Kane was injured in the Champions League run, who stepped
Yep.
up?
Yep. You're right. Complete. There's just so many memories. There's so many memories. Oh, here we go.
Yeah, Heung-min-son will leave Tottenham as the Premier League's second most prolific winger, only behind Mohamed Salah, scoring more than him, which is mad.
Yep. And again, these kind of records are going to take a long, long time to break. They will stand the test of time. And you look at Salah again, you talk the quality that was around him or the way he played was different to Sonny. But look, that's an astonishing record as well.
Second highest scoring winger in Premier League history.
Insane.
There's that video again. We got a quote from Kevin Vimmer. We all remember the bromance that they had when
Yep.
Kevin Vimmer was at the club, and he said, "I'm not sure we'll see another Sonny at Tottenham. To be at one club, especially one big as Spurs, for 10 years in this day and age is a very special achievement. I was so pleased with Sonny was finally get his hands on a trophy. No one will ever forget Sonny, and he's definitely right when he says we'll never see another Sonny. That's for sure."
Well, you're right. I mean, Ben, you look at it with your child and with many people with children right now. Growing up my age, my dad used to tell me about Chivers, Gilzine, Mackay, and so on and so on. One of the first people you'll be telling your children, and many people will be telling their children about, will be him and son.
Yep, yep. Our basically our version of like Greaves and Gilzine and all that is Sonny and Kane.
Yeah, exactly. It'll be one of the first things when you talk, and then you speak about the trophies. Obviously, won't have that many to talk about compared to our parents. But you'll mention him in someone lifting that trophy.
Absolutely. What's next? Heung-min Son has revealed his decision to leave Tottenham, end of an era. Oh, just look at that. The emotion.
Yep.
Martin Cloak says Son is a proper Spurs legend, and it was a privilege to see him and Harry Kane, one of the greatest partnerships ever. Sonny's commitment and loyalty never at fault either. It was only our board that had similar ability, and if only our board had similar ability and ambition. But thank you for the days, Sonny. Yeah, I mean, we can go into this forever in terms of the board, but it is a shame, like, because players like Son and Kane, and particularly Son for the loyalty, just deserved so many more trophies with the ability that he had.
Well, the one thing I will say about this and with this tweet, and I'm only going to mention it here, is we've grown up with Sonny and Kane, and we leave with Sonny and Kane, and we now got Solanke, Richarlison, Tell, Odebear, Johnson. You Spurs have been blessed with great strikers or great. There's always been one standout great player that can get you out of jail, that just is that guy that you always think is the main man. We don't have that at the moment. Forward wide, I could speak throughout my lifetime of there's always been a forward or a winger or a creator. Spurs need to address that because we can't go from the greatest strike force in the Premier League era, the deadliest, most lethal, and have what we got going into the Champions League. But like I said, this isn't about that. We just need to make sure we reinvest and do something. But everything else Martin said, it was right. His commitment never wavered.
Yeah, you can't replace Son though. He's irreplaceable. So you're not going to get someone of the same quality as Son, that's for sure.
Exactly. I mean, how do you go and buy a Heung-min Son? If you go and try and buy a Heung-min Son right now, I tell you what, it's going to cost a lot more than 22 million.
There isn't one. Money can't buy it because there isn't one.
True.
Jordan says this is how it ended. I mean, it was just a fitting way.
Yeah.
To end. Look at that.
Yeah.
Still can't believe we won the trophy.
Mate, it feels like an eternity ago, doesn't it?
Yeah.
So much has gone on since that it's gone. This has just shoved it right back into the spotlight, hasn't it?
Yeah. Frank in the press conference says that he's a true Spurs legend in every aspect, one of the greatest players to play in the Premier League. Coming in from the side, it makes it a bit easier to end on a high. Yeah, it does. I mean, the trophy win does make it more palatable, doesn't it?
100%. 100%. And for the rest of his life, he'll reflect on that, what we're seeing just there, or the picture above it from Jordan, where he can say he did that. He did that. He can achieve it. And you know what? Since Spurs brought out these, what were the numbers again on the back of the shirt? The what were they called? I can't remember what they actually. There's a name that they legacy. The legacy numbers. There should be that legacy number will stand the test of time, won't it? When you look at his legacy and what he's done.
Yeah. Look at that, from his first day.
Yep.
First competitive game. 10 years later, his last.
Yep. Yep. He came in the season with the seatbelt kit, and we went on a safety ride and a bumpy ride, but he got through it.
Yep. One of the players that saw us through, one of the only players left, him and Ben Davis, that saw us through at White Hart Lane. Yep. He's actually got that White Hart Lane soul to him.
Correct. Good point.
Højbjerg put this message on Instagram as well, saying Tottenham legend with the biggest heart. And I'm sure you're going to see just an outpouring of players that you played with, even players that you didn't play with, current players. You're going to see so many tributes on social media coming out.
100%.
Talking THFC, saying one of the best ever players, gave everything for us, never wavered. Huge shoes to fill in leadership and talent. What a way to go out. Unbelievable. Just look at that emotion dropping to his knees.
Yeah, but you know what? That is exactly what I was about to say with the next one. We got to see drunk swearing, Sonny.
Yeah.
Something we never thought we'd see.
This is one of the greatest moments.
And you all deserve it. Thank you. You deserve it, my friend. As the captain, it's now time. We're going to ask you to take hold of the trophy. Boys, this is up to you now. Move around him. So everybody is ready for what we want to see. For the first time here. Here we go.
What a day that was, man. What
I,
a
you were there. You were obviously in Bilbao as well. Obviously, watching this on YouTube or whatever platform I was watching it on, that it was just such an incredible spectacle to witness, let alone be there. There's going to be a lot of people in the chat right now from around the world that obviously couldn't witness it in the flesh, but this was just incredible. This was just not even when the build-up was for the parade did I think it would be as massive as the Husa or conducted the way it was. It was just an incredible day, wasn't it? It was an incredible few days, wasn't it?
yeah. Next, Douglas Critchley, Son Heung-min, 173 goals, 101 assists in 454 games. Absolutely ridiculous. 16th on the Premier League all-time scoring charts in 10 seasons. 8 consecutive seasons, 10-plus league goals, a Puskas Award, a Golden Boot. If this is the end, he bows out as a bona fide legend. Every time you read those numbers, it's just like mental.
Yeah, it really is. It really is. Do you know what it is as well? I think we've grown up in an age where people like Haaland, Messi, and Ronaldo score the Salahs, get the 40s, 50s, whatever, and that's become like if you don't hit those targets, then you've had a bad season. Well, it's not, especially when you're a winger. His numbers were great. I mean, that says it all, doesn't it? Those numbers at the top.
Yeah, absolutely. Next up, Chris says, our legend, our captain, our Sonny, build the statue. Look at that picture. If anyone deserves a statue right now, it's him, that's for sure.
Yeah, if we're talking modern day player, then he's definitely the first one on the list. Modern day.
I think they should build him one. Build him one right now. Oh, just look at that emotion.
Who knows what the club do? You would have thought Bill Nick or whatever will go first, but if they were to do it to start off with and wanted to do it on a modern player, then there's only one person it can be.
This Angelos Kane, when he just started, and now Frank's losing Son.
Yep.
As he first started. Quite unbelievable the way it works out.
It is. Look at that. I mean, that picture was against the Filth, wasn't it? That was the first North London derby at White Hart Lane. Not that one, the fourth one. That one. That, I mean, that's the 3-0. 3-0. The 3-0 Conte. What if that? Oh.
Hotspur related, Tottenham legend Son Heung-min has played more matches, 333, scored more goals, 127, and provided more assists, 71, than any other Asian player in Premier League history. Mickey Hazard gave a tribute to Sonny as well. It says, it's always sad when one of our heroes says farewell, even more when he's a really loving man. Sonny, you achieved your dreams. You leave us as a legend and a winner. We wish him the best and we smile with joy knowing how much he loved Tottenham Hotspur and us, the fans.
Yeah. I think I remember as well. It's gonna what a tough thing the human son's about to go through when he comes back home with the team. Has to start like dealing with everything that he has to tie up back home, and then finally take off. So what we think LA and start again. It's going to be. We all think about the fans and what the players will think, but God knows what human son is actually feeling himself. He must be an absolute bag of emotions, up and down. This is a massive thing.
Yeah. This is him walking out in Bilbao into the dressing room with the trophy. Spurs zone. Don't cry because it's over. Smile because it happened. Thank you, Son Heung-min, for your everlasting contribution to the club. Through the darkest of times, you shone the light on all of us at the club. Thank you for being so loyal over many years. and we're happy as a fan base you won your trophy. Until the next one, Sonny. Thank you.
Yep, agreed. There's so many. It's just incredible, the words. It's pretty much all the same words, but said expressed in a different way. And it's just an outpour of love, though, isn't it? An outpour of pure love.
Premier League, Son Heung-min sits fifth on the list for all-time Spurs appearances. That's just mad. Look at the names that he's up there with. Most Premier League appearances of all time.
It's just
right? Most Premier League.
Well, it can't be. No, it can't be Premier League. But wait a minute. Gary Mabbutt would have played a lot.
No, I'm saying has Son got the most Premier League appearances of all time because all the Premier League players are below him.
Yeah, apart from Mabbutt, who played in the Premier League, but Mabbutt would have played a lot of it.
Yeah, exactly.
In the first division. So I would say yes, it's him.
Wow.
Actually, Hugo Lloris took over Anderton, didn't he? For Premier League appearances. So yeah, it is him. It's Heung-min Son.
He's always been one of us. Look at that. Look at those tears. He's basically every Spurs fan in the stands that night and around the world. THFC report. Thank you, Sonny. Thank you for everything. Look at that picture.
Yep.
This is what I was talking about before. Still going ahead. He's a legend, and this is our ongoing and permanent tribute to him. So this is the flag that's going to be in the South Stand every single game.
Yep. Damn right.
Trevor Lloyd, his greatest sacrifice led to his greatest moment. And that is quite unbelievable, isn't it? Because that was also another like kind of sliding doors moment. Because if he doesn't miss that, we could be getting Champions League and not have that Europa League moment.
Yep. Forget what he would have done for that lot down the road. That could have been, like we're talking about timelines with Berahino and Sonny. If that had gone in, we might not have been Europa League. And then we wouldn't have had what we had. And I wouldn't swap that for the world.
So that was pretty much the greatest thing that could have ever happened to us. Not only did Arsenal not win the Premier League, but we don't get the Europa League.
Yeah, it's mad how it works, isn't it? It's mad how it works.
Richard Crackle says, when you make value judgments of people, they telltale signs always in the miniature. The microphone says it all. Look how he puts down that microphone.
Yep. Yeah, you've seen him as well. He's one of those that picking the bibs up or the jackets up if they're on the floor before the match, like the warm up zipped up jackets they have. It's just his mannerism, isn't it? He's such a respectful human being. It's just wonderful to see the respect he has for everyone.
Yeah. The minutiae.
Jacko
says, thank you for everything, Sonny. We've been blessed 10 years watching you play week in, week out. A world-class player, most importantly, a world-class human being. Will never replace the legend and a talent like you, but you did your best with us. You brought us where others have failed. You could have left many years ago. All the top teams wanted you, but you decided to rest and ultimately lead us into our first major trophy in 17 years. Words are not enough to thank you, Sonny. I wish you the best in your next chapter, Mr. Tottenham.
Yeah, well, do you know what? What Jacko said there as well, a serious question. I don't remember hearing very substantial or genuine interest in him. Like we said earlier, I'm sure there were talk. Do you remember ever there being huge speculation that a deal could be going through or a bid could be coming in? Because I can't remember them personally.
I don't remember bids coming in, but I do remember interest.
Okay.
There's always been interest.
Yeah, probably just didn't go through because he probably thought he wouldn't leave.
Hotspur report, he stuck with us when no one else wanted to, forever in our history as one of the great players, and he's obviously the last player of that Champions League that started the Champions League final. Opta Analyst says only Mohamed Salah and Harry Kane have been involved in more Premier League goals than Son Heung-min since the first season at Tottenham. since his first season at Tottenham, which was 2015-2016 season. That's also a mad stat when you think about all the great players that have been in the Premier League since then.
It's these stats. I think, Joe, there's going to be so many more stats coming out. They're all probably at the moment. All the statisticians are all probably going through Sonny now, compiling lists of everything. But when you look at the players he's accompanied by, there, madness. Seeing that playing on the wing on a team, most Salah we know what he's playing with Liverpool and have for most.
One striker though, which is mad.
Yeah, that's actually a good point. That's a very good point, actually. Well spotted.
Live score said, since arriving in 15-16, only 2 players. Yeah, that's what we just said. This is a long one from the Premier League, where actually I think we've been through pretty much all of it.
Yep.
This is a picture, one for each year, one in every kit, every home kit.
Do you know what? I've loved some of the pictures and the art people are either generating AI or created themselves, or some of the images that you just forget or don't see, or even something like this. It's just the evolution of some, really, there, isn't it?
Absolutely. What else we got? First Premier League goal 2015. Top Asian Premier League scorer 2017. First scorer at the Tottenham Hotspur Stadium 2019. Puskas winner 2020. PFA Team of the Year 2021. Premier League Golden Boot 2022. 100th Premier League goal 2023, appointed club captain also in 2023, and Europa League winner in 2025. Thank you, Sonny.
It's not a bad rap sheet. Well. It's not a bad rap sheet.
And that is it. That is it from Reacts. I think a massive emotional outpouring there to Sonny, and he very much deserves it. So yeah, thank you, Sonny. Goodbye, Sonny. Your memory is gonna live forever at this football club. That's for sure.
Without a shadow of a doubt. I just wish at one point Spurs would name stands after people. I wish they did. Obviously, you could have the Bill Nicholson stand, but surely there's something you can do as a sign of gratitude to Heung-min Son. Surely there's something. I mean, I see people. A lot of people saying retire the number 7. I can't see Spurs doing that.
Who do you think gets the number 7 next?
I don't think anyone deserves it. That's the thing right now. You got right. There's certain shirts at clubs that take on a lot of weight, like the number 10 for us or the 9 for Newcastle. Even Archie Gray came in and took Ginola's number he wanted, didn't he? There's big numbers. There are big numbers, and number 7 has now become a huge number for Tottenham Hotspur. And there's going to be a lot of weight on that number. Whoever gets that shirt,
Mikey Moore.
I don't know. Will they give it to Decky? Could Decky change? You go, Mikey Moore. They're moving. Who knows who it will be? Maybe for this season they won't give it to someone. Who knows? We might sign up. We could go out and sign a big star now, and maybe he'll take it because he'll be able to take the weight of it on. There'll be a lot of weight to fill the shoes or fill the shirts, we say in this instant, of the number 7.